Bienvenue dans Unfazed Experience. Signé Asada Yeboah.
Welcome to Unfazed, a platform created for those who truly love the art. I'm your host, Asadi Yaboa. I've learned to introduce myself more. I realized that when I watch my interviews back, I rarely ever introduce myself. But I'm Asadi Yaboa. I'm your host, the creator of Unfazed. And today, I have a very long awaited special guest. Way overdue, a long overdue sit down conversation. The one and only LP the rapper. Welcome to Unfazed, bro.
Man, what's good? What's good?
How you
Hey,
living? How
y'all.
you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you? How are you?
Chilling, just day by day, just trying to be in alignment with myself and God, and just working, bro.
One step at a time.
One one step at a time. I don't even gotta further explain, bro.
You know it.
For real. I'm gonna just get straight into it with you. It's so much I want to talk about with you since it's such a long way to conversation. You just came up on the first 1 year anniversary, a little past 1 year, about 10 days past the 1 year anniversary of your collab album with Devin 22 called Short Film. So congratulations on that. That's something to be
Appreciate
very
it.
proud of.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
And of course, that was such a dope project. And what's crazy is I was crazy. I remember I literally I was scrolling through my explore page, and it was literally like a random person, some sort of just mutual, and I was scrolling, and I seen like their y'all song on her post, and this is something I didn't even know, and I was just like, I looked on the top where it said some Devin 22 LP the rapper. I was like, this LP. I was like, this LP. That's crazy. I was like, it's a small like, it's a
Mm,
small. I mean, it's not a small world because it's like your art is like global. You know what I'm saying? But it was like it was like, yo,
mm,
this is wild. Like this just randomly popped up. Boom, boom. So the fact that we now looking back at it, doing this interview right now, and that happened literally like a week or two ago, and we just scheduled the interview maybe like a few days ago. I'm already thinking like, dang, that's like alignment, like crazy timing.
Man,
Um,
you
so
know,
huge
we
props for real.
randomly found out about that song. We randomly found out about that song, getting the motion that it's getting through
Hmm.
people sending us or people tagging us in like the reels that they use when they using the song. So it was just as a surprise to me as it was to you. But
Hmm.
I appreciate when you see it. Shit, send it to me, man. I would love
Yeah, I will. Next time I see it,
to
next time I come
post it.
across it, I'm gonna send it your way. I should
It's
have, for
crazy,
real,
man. That shit is
for real.
crazy.
Absolutely. So it's just like that was your I guess I would call I guess your third major project or so, besides like about your third or fourth major project that's currently out right now, part of your discography. Besides like singles or features or anything besides that. When I did my
I
research on
wanna
your work.
quote myself wrong.
Hmm.
For those that do not know, my entire discography is actually uploaded on my SoundCloud, along with some
Hmm.
hidden mixtapes,
Yeah.
unreleased songs, all type of stuff. But
Thanks.
technically, how many projects do I have? 7 solo,
Seven solo.
8 including short films, um, and that's not including a couple EPs.
Word.
Those are the full length
The full joint.
projects and
Yeah.
albums. Yeah,
That's
thanks.
crazy. I was going on Spotify. That's where I listen to all my music.
So
So
the
I was
crazy
yeah, I was
thing
on
is, it's
Spotify.
coming back. It's coming back. I'm
Yeah.
actually, um, I got a surprise for a lot of people.
Hmm.
I want to do something really cool, so I'm gonna re-upload all my music, but along with that will be another surprise. So
Yeah.
it's
I'm
coming
I'm
to Spotify.
I'm
It's
looking.
coming all coming back to Spotify very soon.
Yes. Yeah, I haven't used SoundCloud in a minute. I need to start going off of like SoundCloud, like looking at Discard because that really shows everything. You know what I'm saying?
It gives y'all the
Like
hidden
SoundCloud.
gems. It gives y'all the
Exactly. That's where it's all at. Spotify really got the concrete stuff that people I guess want to like have to like a I don't know. They want to. That's what they want to show like the broader like
right.
spectrum to the world.
Yeah.
But it's like you look back, or I really want to take a deep dive into this person's work from like the earliest to the to just random stuff that they were just feeling in the spur of the moment and just put out. It's all there because that's how it's like it's most accessible or I guess easier to put on those platforms. Boom, boom. But short films. I wanted to just tap into how that came about. I'm not sure if you talked about that before. You and Devin 22 and just the creative process within that album coming up on the 1 year anniversary of or past the 1 year anniversary of it. So how did
Yeah.
that come about? Short films.
Crazy enough, while I was working on the project that came out like 2 months before it, Not Forgotten Legacy, with Barricade.
Mm-hmm.
I was at 22's house, as I currently am at the compound. You feel me? You already know how I go. Making music, as it always is. I was working on Not Forgotten Legacy, and then we were just working on tracks. I had a lot of throwaway songs I played for him too, just to kind of like get our session started, because that was like our first time like, cooking up in the same studio for real, outside of the space that we originally had met in. So it was like trying to just find our middle ground with each other, figuring out what tracks we rock with.
Mm-hmm.
And certain ones that y'all heard are ones that ended up working out. Baby was one of them, crazy enough.
Yeah.
Um, for those that don't know, you know, Most Def, of course, his
Yeah.
daughter Layla produced that beat.
Oh snap.
So facts,
That's crazy.
way back before like Layla was popping off um, as the hit maker that she already was.
Mm-hmm.
I was finding her beats as a producer because you know she produces as well. So that was when I heard. I forget where I heard it. I forget where she played it at. Maybe SoundCloud. Honestly, it probably was SoundCloud.
Mm-hmm.
And as I was listening to it, I made a little demo. This is back in like 2023, I think. I made a little demo for her and I shot it to her. And she actually listened and said she rocked with it. But from there, I never really did nothing on the track. Played it for 2022. That's funny. It's
Mm-hmm.
definitely gonna be funny when we look back at this. This is for Devin 22. I played it for him, and that's
Yeah.
ended up being what we ended up making out of it. Uh, it was our take at a how I would like to put it, like a mainstream mixtape type of vibe. You know, remixing, sampling, and having a good time on all different type of songs. And a lot of those beats, we recorded that all over. That was the
Mm-hmm.
best part. We recorded
Oh
that
snap.
Maryland, a little bit New York, a little bit in Atlanta. You know, all type of shit. It was really interesting. So
Mm-hmm.
that project has a story.
That's crazy. Yeah, I can feel it, which I love about that project, especially collab albums, because it's like especially in the underground, you don't really see too many of those. I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see. I
First,
want to. You
my
can see my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off.
no. My apologies for cutting you off.
Mhm.
He was my first collab album I
Yeah.
ever done.
Hmm.
Crazy enough. In a sense, with another artist.
Yeah. And I like that a lot. And one thing I peeped too is like, man, it was just like I don't even want to. I said like in the underground, like, I don't really see a lot of underground artists doing like the a lot of collaborations. You know what I'm saying? And a lot,
Mm-hmm.
some of them are like, yeah, we got, let's knock out any collaboration or any feature we can do. Building our network or just working with anybody, or not
Mm-hmm.
anybody, but just doing a lot. Being open and just working alongside other people.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them is like, nah, straight head up, like head down, we working, boom, boom. And I say that a lot, I guess, in the quote unquote underground, but as I said that, it was like I don't even like using the term underground with people. I don't even like using the term underground. Like, I don't. I'm about to honestly stop using that because it's just like nothing. Like what is underground? Almost. It's like we talk like. Nah, I don't even want to. It's I don't even like that term. I'm starting to really not. And it's like I guess to in a term like a definition, that's a good way to like put it. But it's
Think
just
about it
like
like this: it's the Renaissance.
yeah,
That's all the underground is, and that's how I've always saw it. That's what I tell
mm-hmm,
Jay all the time too. Like all of this is the Renaissance of music. You feel
mm-hmm,
me? All of it is. I've been saying it. We all feeling it. You don't want to call it underground because you know it's more than that. You know,
yeah.
so just see it as the Renaissance, the
That's
rebirth.
that's
The
a better way to
rebirth.
put it. That's a better way to put it. I'm ready to start using that. It's more like it's rebirth. It's like a rebirth part of it. It's not necessarily
There you
underground. It's
go.
just
Yeah,
like
facts. It's a
yeah,
rebirth.
that's what I'm saying. Like this is what it is. I don't really see a lot of artists who's doing that in that era who was like trying to collaborate as much. So seeing that and seeing like the level, like it was like y'all like seeing two people on the same page is like different, especially in that like not the underground, but just like people who just a part of the Renaissance making music. So
Appreciate
it's
that,
it's a
man.
new era, which I love, which I'm so glad I'm able to witness and recognize something like that. And I feel like a big part. I would stand on this until the day God takes me. The only reason why I'm so I guess knowledgeable or hip or I can really notice those types of things and appreciate it is because my brother. Um, that's it. Like him being a an artist, musician, creative, all those things. Just a creative mind, and it's like everything he's done down to mixing, engineering, just just showing. I really just I feel like I've been like shadowing him my entire
Yeah.
life, um, which is so dope. Which I'm very glad I was able to. And it wasn't even like a necessarily like an intentional. I'm gonna take you under my wing. Let's go do this. Boom, boom. It was just like, yo, I'm just watching you because I look up to you. Yo, like man, we just close, so I'm just watching you and everything, and I'm rocking with I see what you're doing, and it's like me and my brother. We just talking about this today. We're a lot more alike than we would think. Like when we were much younger, it wasn't like that whatsoever. But as we got older and we kind of started just look at each other and kind of peep things by ourselves, we're like, nah, we're a lot more alike than like we think. Even in a sense of like mindset and creativity, like with things that he's worked on, I never thought I would do, and things that I've done, he I guess never thought he would do. Like even right now, I'm working on a short film with him right now, inspired by the song "Duckworth" by Kendrick Lamar.
Mm.
And I remember doing my deep dive on your work and your research, and just doing my research on LP, and looking at your YouTube, I was like, okay, boom, boom. She got a few short films out on YouTube. So I peeped that, took a look at those, and I was like, okay, this is dope. Like one of them was like a much older one, when you was a youngin, when you was in New Orleans with one of your homies.
That's one
And
of
the
my
two,
favorites.
yeah, and the two recent ones was man, I got it written down right here. It was more of just like you put them out 2 years ago, and it was to promote like your music and have more of a cinematic value, a part of your artistry.
Yeah.
So when it comes down to what I love about people who are making this music part of the renaissance or the rebirth of music is that nobody lets themselves be in a box, which I love. I've peeped like you look at the older artists and like maybe guys that are in maybe like their I don't know 40s, 50s, or not even that right now. I mean, I'm not even gonna say that. Maybe just people that were just way a part of like pre-Renaissance era.
Yeah.
It was odd to do something besides just make music. It was odd to do something like that. It was like, nah, you stay in your lane, I'm gonna stay in my lane. Like, you're not don't like why are you over here trying to act and make short films and I don't know, do entrepreneurial endeavors and all these things. Like, no,
I love
you
cinema.
make the music. You said what?
I love cinema.
That's what I'm saying. I honestly, that's one of my favorite things right now. Like, even bigger than interviewing folks. Like, I love it. I love sitting down and interviewing people. This is like my passion. This is like the blueprint right here. But what I realize is that a bigger part of it is like, yo, number one, I love designing clothes. That's honestly my favorite thing. But then,
Mm.
other than that, it's cinema, it's cinematic, like just videography, cinematography, all these things. Where I'm just like, yo, this is like, like this is insane right here. So trying to like bring in like just cinema, LP cinema, with LP's music. How does that go? How do you believe that has gone hand in hand within just being an artist?
Great question. Um, it actually birthed my company, Cinnasotic. You know,
Mm-hmm.
my brand, Cinnasotic. And even then, it's more than a brand. Like, I like when words match a story. And I
Mm-hmm.
like when a story matches pictures. And I like sometimes if it's motion pictures, you feel me? Like, I like when other arts collide
Mm-hmm.
and come to make one art. In that case, it's music and videography. And I always grew up really liking videography. So me filming my first ever music video actually was shot in South Africa when I was in eighth
Oh
grade.
wow,
Yeah, that's
wow.
deep on my YouTube page. But
Mm-hmm.
I've always been big on if you have a song that feels like a moment, then make a moment. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so y'all will continue to get more short films. I have a lot more coming out. And short films, honestly, is really kind of like where that name came from. Like I was listening to all the songs and I'm like, wow, like in the time span that we made this, when we made this, it was me coming off finishing the project, him coming off finishing the project, and I had just actually finished mixing his project.
Yeah.
Crazy, like it was just a lot of great energy, and then we made these songs in a short span of time. Like this is just a short moment, and it's the way we did it was almost like a short film. So it's like a project, mixtape, short films.
Mm-hmm.
Here are some short film songs. You could play short film too. I
Yeah.
feel like all of those have those type of mood to them, the tone where they could fit any
Mm-hmm.
video, honestly. But you
Mm-hmm.
already know vibe.
Yeah. What would you say builds the room first? Like when you're
Mm,
making a short film and then the music, or the music in the short film, or does it just
music.
happen just in the spur of the moment?
That's a great question, but it's always the music. I
Mm-hmm.
actually have a song called Always the Music, but it really is always the music. At
Mm-hmm.
least for me right now, like I don't have interest in making, you know, TV shows or movies at the moment. The
Mm-hmm.
dreams are definitely there. They can be. But currently, I'm big on shooting what's current. I'm big on shooting what's really happening with me and my people, the dreams we're chasing and accomplishing, and the movement we're making when we step in these rooms. Because I'm gonna keep saying it, it's the renaissance of music, and I'm working not just to change the industry, but to really to impact people, make people feel music again. You know,
Mm-hmm.
growing up, you see me in the back of the car listening to all the music my parents, my mom, auntie, all of them was
Mm-hmm.
playing. Not really having a phone, yeah, not really having things to distract me. And those moments, those songs, they resonate. So
Mm-hmm.
making music that resonates again, man. That's the timing I'm on. More of the
Yeah.
story. That's what sets the room.
That's real. That's like a deep, heavy answer, but it's a beautiful answer.
Mm,
I absolutely love that. And one thing that stuck out to me the most that you just said was you didn't have much to distract you when you were younger.
mm.
How? Because nobody is like, as time goes on, it's going to get worse. Like
Mm.
nobody is like, that's actually the first time I've heard that in quite some time. And I know as more time as time goes, as we go throughout the years, it's going to be like I'm gonna hear that less and less and less and less and less. Like, but it's just like, how did I'm trying to form this question the best way? How
Mm.
did like not being distracted, was it more of like a not having a access to it and you were like, I have no other choice? Or was it more of just like it's just not, it doesn't exist to me. It doesn't even exist
Both.
yet.
I
Mm,
grew up a little bit when it was both.
mm,
Like, I had access to technology, but also I was outside. I played
yeah.
outside. I played sports. I have brothers. Like, I was active way before. Like, I had a phone at a young age, yes, but when I didn't have access to it, I didn't have access to it. And then also, it's like times are just different. You
Mm,
know, I'm older now too. I'm seeing just the effects of being an adult playing into play. Honestly, you see more come onto your plate, and it's just about balancing it. But really, to answer your question, man, it's a team. I'm learning right
mm,
now. I need a team more than ever, and I've been building a team. You know, a team I can lean on for business purposes and different ventures for example, so that I can put my phone away or so that I don't always have to be connected to something. Because
yeah.
as I get bigger, I don't really want to be tied to anything, if that makes sense. Nothing that controls my attention, at least. I'm big on really being connected with my supporters. Hate calling them fans. You got people that's gonna fan over you. You got people that's
Mm,
gonna do what they do, but really, the people that's been rocking with you are honestly sometimes your supporters. And I'm big on connecting with them. Like even when the stadium is big and it's full of people, there's gonna be a way where I'm gonna be able to communicate enough with all parts of the crowd. So it's never, even when you have access, it's about you controlling your access.
yeah.
And I think I grew up controlling my access. And
That's real. That's a that's a wow. That's self control that is not like self taught self control is not it's not easy, and it's also extremely rare.
practicing,
Um,
practicing.
that's insane. Yeah, practice, and it's just like because when you grow up with it already, it's more just like it's like I really genuinely do believe like even looking at myself, I'm pretty sure I've had conversations like a similar conversation. Maybe I don't think I've talked about this on Facebook before, but if you look at and even everybody watching this or listening to this, or even talking to you LP or looking back at myself, think about how you were as a child, and I'm talking like 10 years older and younger, 10 years older, and nothing past that, because I feel like past that was like, especially in this day and age, that's where like kind of like your circle in the world starts to kind of like influence and kind of infiltrate your thoughts. So I'm
Hmm.
talking like, let's say elementary school age and below. Think about the way you thought about things, how you acted towards yourself and towards people, and just random things that you said you wanted to do. That is really your true self. That is really, and how you even like just how you acted and operated. Those things, whether it's still like it truly never does leave you. Certain things may like overlap or overlay over those things because of maybe how you think or how you've been conditioned to operate,
Yeah,
but those things truly never do. Like it's like it doesn't, those things are inescapable. They don't really like leave the heart or the mind. Like I think about when I was younger. I think I've talked about this in an interview once. When I was much younger, I was always like a well behaved child, like in the schools, in my community, just being around anybody else. I never was like a never caused trouble or fought anybody or anything like that. I think my only thing that I guess teachers would say when I was in like grade school was like, yeah, I said he's a good kid. Like he works with people well, who's respectful, boom boom, but he just talks a lot. Like that was one thing they always like. He talks a lot. Like, he's supposed to be working, he's talking. Boom boom, he's supposed to be talking. I ain't even start. Like I told you, I'm coming up on 4 years doing this Unfazed stuff. I would have never thought I would have been doing something like this if you told me. Even a day prior to when I had the idea, I would have never believed anybody of saying, "Oh, you're gonna do this with you're gonna use your voice to amplify other voices and have a creative platform, whatever." I wanted to play basketball. That's all I wanted to do. I wanted to just hoop. But
yeah,
it's like now looking back at those things, man, everybody around me, they used to say, you talk a lot, or you're very articulate, or whatever." And now it's just like, yo, what are we doing now? This is crazy. And now I'm
not facts.
actually living in my purpose. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, yo, like, and those types of things, they always eventually do come out. Truth be told, when you seeking purpose and living purposefully, they truly never do leave you. Back to visuals and short films and going, looking at like when we were children and kind of just everything bearing fruit now with the knowledge and the resources now that we're older and we know how to, okay, how can I apply these things and these talents and these dreams of mine? The hit stick visualizer that you dropped, that one was crazy.
Right. Yeah, man.
That one was tight.
That was
Like,
different. That was my different take on some different visuals for the
yes,
page. Shout out to JoJo. That was the shooter for that.
for real. Yeah, that one was ill. Like that one was, that I ain't like that was honestly that's my favorite work that I've seen with you when it comes to visuals,
Right.
and that one was insane. And I wanted to talk about that as well. Visualizer film by Jordan Harvey, who has he's seen I checked out his stuff too. He has an extensive resume. Filming for you, and also he did some with BioLite, Quan, like YouTuber and entrepreneur. Him, like I've checked
Hmm.
this. I remember watching his car videos when I was like real little.
Yeah.
So it's like, what was that like? How you said that kind of gave you a different look. It sounds like you said. What was that like?
Crazy enough, I actually grew up with Jordan, kind of in a
Mhm.
sense. Our brothers played football, and his dad was my older brother's head coach,
Where
or one of his coaches at the time. So I ended up always being around him and whatnot, but grew apart, of course, because I was always back and forth to the city, to my hometown a lot. So um, time passes, and he eventually reaches out to me on Instagram and just wanted to work, and we kind of just built a bond and worked through that route, and ended up making
Mm-hmm.
some pretty cool visuals. Pretty cool visuals, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like it's once again, like I was just saying, like what we was just saying, like the things from the kid from being a youngin. Well, this is
Yeah.
a little bit different because this is like more of like a connection or relationship with somebody that you had previously, and then it kind of just like came back full circle around. Um, Now that you guys are able to, and you're in like working creatively.
Nah, facts.
Um, so yeah, that's mad props to him for that. That was crazy. I enjoyed that. Is that one of your what did you say was like one of your favorite like cinematic films that you've put out or visualizers with
Mm,
all your music?
one of my
Is it him particular
favorite
or something else?
One of my favorite would have to be Slimed Up and 11 Flagship.
Or what was
11
it? What was
Flagship.
about those two?
11 Flagship was was that like not, it's not, I think that was my first ever like real visualizer,
Mm,
possibly, or I would say it was an announcement. It was definitely an announcement to send so thick, and a hidden announcement, a hidden gem too.
mm,
Like a lot of people didn't really know what that was. It was just
yeah.
a calm visualizer, really, you know. And then you got um, what's that other joint I did? Dang, it left my head. I got stuck on Slimed Up, and then I knew exactly which one I was gonna say.
Hmm.
We'll rock with Slimed Up for right now. Maybe that was the start of the
Yeah.
night. That one was a really hard one too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then 11 Flagship. That's what we was talking about. Duh.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
yeah.
Slimed Up was a remix I did to Drake's Slimed Up song with
Mm,
SZA,
yeah.
and ended up just making another cool little visualizer to it, and kind of putting a little storyline to it,
Mm,
which made it a bit longer of a short film because it started as just like an Instagram idea type of thing, like
word.
just putting some clips together, and then I ended up kind of building a story around it based off the footage I had from that weekend, and I rolled with it, and it was pretty
Yeah.
cool.
That's
It was
crazy.
some of my
That was
favorites.
for 11 flagship.
That was Slimed Up, and then you got
Um,
11 Flagship, of
yeah.
course. But both of them are thumpers in my head, so you know.
Right. I like it's the storytelling element. It seems like with you, if I'm not
Facts.
mistaken. Yeah. I
Gotta
love
be
that,
a
and
story.
I can tell. I can tell. I feel like even it look like it look like you got like the eyes that got stories to tell. You know what I'm saying? Like in a good. You know what I'm
I like
saying?
it.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I received that. Somebody told me that, or like just it was just a random stranger. I think I was in like a Target one day, just one time. It was like a year ago, and they just looked at me. It was this older woman, and she was like, "Your eyes look like you got stories to tell." I was
Yeah.
like, "What? Like, what do you think?" I think I took it in the wrong way at first. I was like, "What are you talking about?" Like, and then I thought about it. And I was like, "Yo, that's actually a dope compliment. Like, that might be one of the best.
Fine.
Like, yeah, that might just be one of the one of the best compliments I ever got. Like, I look, like you older than me, so you might have been through more than me. And I know that don't come with maybe it comes. Sometimes it comes with age. Sometimes it don't.
Yeah.
'Cause I know some youngins that been way more matured or way more like grounded or knowledgeable that been through some stuff than like somebody twice their age has. But I guess in this sense, I was like, you looking at me, you don't even know me, but it's like you look at me like you look, your eyes look like you got some stories to tell. You like you got some, you think about some like in deep in thought, and I was just like, I appreciate it. Or I think I don't even know what I was just like, I just started laughing and I was like, I think I just nodded my head or something like that. I was like, appreciate it. Boom, boom.
Yeah, man. She
But
just saying you wise. That's all. She just saying
yeah, that's what I was saying.
you
So
wise.
for real, I see that in you too, and that's something I realized in your artistry from, of course, since day one. Like since I showed you that shirt off camera from the like what 2018, 2019 or something like that.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
realized that for real. Like it's like a silent but commanding stage presence or like demeanor about LP, which I realized since day one, since Wow, 8 years ago. That sounds so crazy to say. Since like 7 to 8 years ago. Man, time is flying for sure. It's
That's
crazy
an
how like,
interesting way to put it too. I've never
yeah.
heard that perspective. I
Mm-hmm.
think LP is interesting, and y'all are about to meet Senso. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I'm transitioning in the coolest way possible.
Mm-hmm.
Music is becoming better. You know, the journeys are getting crazier. The fucking B&Bs is getting bigger. Like everything is panning out how it needs to, man. We making
For
moments and not making hits. So
real.
we coming.
Already. I'm
Out there.
knowing. I'm knowing. I'm
Facts.
knowing. That's one other thing I wouldn't even touch base with you on you too. Like I realized Sinasothic. I'm pronouncing that correct, I hope.
Facts. Yeah, facts.
Sinasothic. I appreciate that for sure. Sinasothic and Senso Kid, everything that you're doing with that, I peep game on that. And I was wondering, like, is that like a J Sanity Barricade thing, like a J Cole Kill Edward type joint, or is that like a
It's the
different
LP.
era of music
It's the
that you?
LP, and then it's a Senso.
Yeah.
It's, you know, it's a story. You just gotta follow the story right now.
Hmm. So that's
That's
something
all
we
it's
just gotta
still
just wait on,
developing. It's all still
watching unfold.
developing. And right now, it's exactly what the bio says. You know,
Hmm.
home of my photo and film
Yeah.
gallery, and LP is where I'm delivering the music, and
Hmm.
also other moments, but moments that don't make it to Senso.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to combine them. They're just two different stories right
Yeah, they
now.
their own things. Yeah, I
Mhm.
realized that. That's something I've liked and I wanted to say as well. Like you are you. You know what I'm saying? Like even despite like how I've gotten to know you through Jay or through somebody else
Yeah,
or boom boom, it's like yeah, LP. No, nah, this is LP. Like cross out all that extra stuff. This is
yeah,
LP. This is LP's own entity. This is like just that. It ain't nothing else. It ain't nothing else. It ain't how you met. It ain't how you met LP. It ain't how you boom boom anything in the past. This is what it is present day now. Like I remember I was doing a shout out my brother, my guy. It's not like a blood brother, but blood would not make
mhm,
us any closer. Josiah Hoodie J. He do content, Twitch streaming and everything. And we did a
mhm.
stream with like a studio stream with Nick Curry. Shout out Nick Curry and Reese as well. And like when was that? I think it was August. It was the day before I left for college. Yeah, it was the day before I left for college. When I was going to school at North Carolina Central, and it was the day before we went to college, and it was in August. And he was just we were just chopping it up. Like at first we were just of course like making. He was just showing me music. He was just they were showing us a lot of unreleased and just going through like FL Studio and just showing us a lot of stuff, how they the process of it all. And then
Yeah,
all of a sudden, I don't know how it like how things changed, how the conversation changed, but it was great. And we were talking about Nick Curry. He dropped some serious game. Like I never forgot it ever since that day. He was like the only moment is the now. Like the
mhm.
only time is the now. Like the past, present, and future. He was like, by the time I even say this right now, it's the future of what was 5 seconds ago. When I started this sentence, that was the past. Right now, it's the present, and when I finish the sentence, it'll be the future. I was like, yo, I was in awe. Like I was like, that's
Mm.
I like that changed my whole life right there. That changed my whole like. So it's like I everything that Senso Kid LP, they're their own thing. It's not connected, but the artistry will unfold in both, regardless of the matter,
Right.
which is something I respect and I want to seriously take note of and let you know. You already know it. You don't gotta explain it to me, but the world know. Those who resonate with it will resonate with it, and it's not
Mm.
any over explaining or you don't have to like dumbing it down. I guess is like a marketing tactic, but it's not. It's dumbing it down should not exist in art. It does
Right.
not. Simply just does not. That's not how it goes. That's not how it works. It could,
They'll
and
catch
if you
on.
do that, then you're
They'll
not.
catch on.
You said what?
They'll catch on.
They'll catch on. That's what I'm saying. Like it's I don't even. It's no right or wrong way to do art, but don't dumb down your art. That's those who you get it. I get it. Those who watching, hopefully they get it. It's not something I can even over explain. If
Facts.
you get it, you get it. Facts. That's what I'm saying. Straight like that. and just letting like the things that, man, I'm just excited for the art to unfold. I can't even explain because it's all in
Me
your
too.
head. It's all in your
Me
head.
too. You know,
Yeah,
I got a lot
it's
of cool things planned that I want to, you know, honestly get into. Like I got
mhm.
some crazy stuff I want to
Yeah,
share with the
yeah.
world, and it's definitely coming. It's coming.
hmm
It's
I know
coming.
one thing that's coming up that I'm looking forward to is the baby short film that you
Ah,
said is
facts,
gonna be coming
facts,
out.
facts, facts, facts. The visualizer is definitely getting cooked up as we speak. Actually,
Awesome.
um, coming sooner than later. I don't even want to give y'all a date yet, but just know it's coming sooner than later. Y'all heard it here
Awesome.
first.
I'm looking forward to it for real.
Hmm.
Very much so looking forward to it. So you're based in Atlanta, correct?
Correct. Shout out to the city.
Already. I've never been to Atlanta. I would love to go one day because I know it's
Black
like
Valley.
a growing up. It was always like a LA and New York where I guess like the creative hubs or whatever. But Atlanta is like a part of that big three now, and that kind of I feel like just came about maybe within the past like 5 to 10 years or so. I'm not sure. Around that time, I would imagine. Um, so being from Atlanta, being from the A, where how has that contributed to your art and your mindset?
I take the city for what it is. You know, I don't try to change it. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like you already see that with gentrification. You already see that when people in the industry want to use certain cities for clout or just pull in general. But
Mm-hmm.
nah, when I'm out here, I take the city for what it is. For example, I found a home where I could share my lyricism with other lyricists and also go look at an art gallery and also get tattoos upstairs. Um, my first year of college when I wasn't even really thinking about being in school, but I found out about the spot while I was in school in the
Mm-hmm.
city. So, you know, shout out to Peter Street Station. Shout out to the whole street of Peter Street. You know, there's a lot of history right there for me. It's where I get my hair done. You know, like the city, I take it for what it is.
Yeah.
I taken some homies. I flew Jay and them out here the first time when I first met them, and we went to Peter Street Station. I remember we being right in front of my hair salon shop and on the block of Peter Street. And the whole crew, we all just posted up outside. I'm gonna send you that picture after this
Mm-hmm. All right.
podcast is over. But um, insane moments. I've made a lot of dope memories here, a lot of connections, and it feels like home. And it's finna get its swagger back. You know, I feel like people been taking its swagger, and some of the vets have, you know, we'll just say retired for right now. But
Mm-hmm.
now swagger is coming back.
I don't know. Remind me of that one that like that football interview. Man, I wish I had the joint where it's like dudes like I think I got my swagger back. I think I got my. That's what I be feeling. Word
Yo,
to bro.
man.
I'm knowing. I want you. I want even man. This is and it's perfect timing as well. With how we were talking about calling it the Renaissance, the rebirth,
Right.
and how it's like the people I guess quote unquote paved the way or walked so we could run so or however you want to maybe word it or how you see it. Um, that's where it's just like okay, nah, this is our time now, you know, and the swagger is coming back. Like it's our era now. You know, Renaissance era is what I'm ready to start calling it because of you, and I appreciate even
Specifically
you.
speaking of hip hop too, right now, like
Yeah,
Renaissance. Honestly, I say that too because it's hip hop is kind of in it's dark ages
yeah,
in a sense. Like it's trying to find its ground, and it's got every other genre trying to tell it to be something, and tell it to be another something. Like got everybody trying to tell us how to do us, and they just not looking at the people that are actually doing it. So you know, we're watching the industry kind of fight between these different names. Well, the come up is already happening. And we'll
mm-hmm.
let the fight continue to happen. We'll let the Lions fight over the last piece of meat. But at the end of the day, we feasting on the other stuff
Mm-hmm.
that's been around, and we building a pack. You feel me? So we coming.
Mm-hmm.
We coming. That's
I
the
feel like
results.
to it. I'm really. It's gonna unfold. It's not really something I can even put in words. It's just time will tell.
Time will
Time will
tell.
tell. Time is the best
Time will
storyteller.
tell.
Everything will be revealed and shown and felt and heard in due time.
In
In
due
due
time.
in due
Pay attention
time.
to the music. That's how I like
Mhm.
to break it down to the people. Pay
Yeah.
attention to the music. It's all in the music.
It's all in the music. It's all in, everything is in the books and the music.
The
Take that how
interviews
you
can
want.
be here. I could sit here and talk your head off, but
Hmm.
pay attention to the music. It's
Yeah,
all in the music.
that's real. A little birdie told me you was coming soon with some summertime music, and that we also may have a potential project dropping next month in March.
Facts. Stay
So
tuned.
what's up? What's the word? What's going on with this? With that
You
summertime
know,
music potential project dropping
they
next month.
say they say they want to hear from Senso, man. So
Hmm.
Senso might have something to say.
Hmm.
Might
I'm
not.
looking forward to it. The artistry is deep. Is special. It's
It's
intricate.
unfolding. It's
Yeah.
unfolding. Cause I promise you, this clip I'm about to let out, just
Hmm.
completely gonna let it
Yeah.
rip,
Yeah.
let it hit. You
And
feel me?
that's for March and summertime
Facts.
already.
March and summertime.
And summertime. 2026. I've been saying. I mean, we 2 months, 2.5 months in now. I've been saying this. I mean, I'm not even old. Like this year is our year. I sound like a fan of a football team, but this year just facts.
We here.
How LP be going? Facts, facts. Straight up, like straight like just
I think it might
everything.
have just. Oh no no no! We here. We here. We here. We here. We here. I thought it cut us off.
Nah, you good.
We here.
You
Okay,
good.
that bad, bad, bad. Nah,
Yeah,
facts. We here though. That's for 2026 too. Yeah, we here.
yeah.
We are overly here, and it's gonna be very hard to ignore us.
Overly. That's what I was saying. Overly, bruh.
Yeah.
Like seriously,
Yeah.
seriously. We've been at this for so long to where it's in like success is inevitable.
Right.
The voice being amplified and heard is inevitable. Like it's not nothing is going like simple like that. LP, thank you so much for coming and sitting with me, spending about an hour of your time, a little less than that or so, than with your party evening with me today.
Thank you for having me, man. This is always
Or
dope to do. It's always dope when somebody wants to know more about our art, know more about why I do what I do, and be a part of
yes,
what I do what I do. So shout out to you,
absolutely.
bro.
Thank you. I appreciate that greatly. I'm grateful for your artistry. I'm grateful for you, your mindset, your creative mind, and just how you just go about things and think about things and help other people as well. And just is major. So I want to give you your props and your flowers more than almost anybody I've had interviewed before. Like I give my props and flowers to everybody. I'm a fan of everybody I've interviewed, which I'm so glad I'm able to say that because a lot of people just be like, oh no, I just had
That's
him on
real
because
though. That's
boom boom. He
definitely
was
real.
yeah
That's
he was
real.
hot at the time yeah, but I want to give you your props and flowers, especially directly to you. So thank you very much. Thank you
Appreciate
so
it,
much.
man. Definitely appreciate it, bro.
Yes,
Trying to
absolutely.
accept it more when people say it, dog, because it do mean a lot. So
Of
thank
course.
you for paying attention, for real.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The same way it resonate with me is the same way it's going to resonate with the world within these next few months, few weeks.
You
So,
know it, bro. You
stamp
know
it
it.
for real. Already. Unfazed with LP. I appreciate y'all tuning in. For those who did tune in, sending my love y'all way. LP, thank you once again.
Unfazed, you already know what it is, what it do, what it
Already.
don't do. LP, we
Already.
out.